Majik Media. David Adams, aka the Black Stig, along with Matty Martin, aka the Hammer Stick. We are rocking this thing live like we do it every Tuesday, starting at 8:30 until question marks. Rocking the old man beard now.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house.
Just having some fun doing this thing. Got some got an old favorite, some old hammer for the stream. I opened it because you guys have seen me drink that before, so no big deal. We're just gonna bring up some topics and talk about various things, and we're gonna go from there. We're gonna see how today treats us, and we'll play it by ear. Got a few show notes, poquito, but nothing too crazy. Definitely got to talk about that explosion in Beirut. That is just absolutely absurd, and we'll just kind of see where the conversation takes us. I mean, we tend to jump around anyway, so we'll see where things go. I really like this song.
Everybody wanna do the same thing.
Just having a good time, man.
Do my own thing, and I maintain flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Night Majik Media once again. David Adams, aka the Black Stig, along with Matty Martin, aka the Voss Stig. We are having some fun on this Tuesday, as we always do. 8:30 p.m. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone you know, tell your coworkers. Actually, don't tell your coworkers; you might get fired. But yeah, so having a good time. I got Mormo at my feet. That's just how we have fun. Look at this. I got like the old man. It's like this like weird gradient I've got going on here, like a person that doesn't know how to shave. Hey, Brian, how's it going, brother? So yeah, I want to just jump right into the topic because I'm really keen to talk about this Beirut thing. It's pretty damn intense. The news stories all seem pretty conflicting. Beirut explosion. It's it is all over the news. So CNN obviously is reporting on it. The New York Times, Associated Press. Everyone's talking about this. I've got like a hair in my nose. Woo! That's really bugging me.
Everyone's not talking about the hair in your nose.
No one is talking about the hair on my nose except for me. Apparently the area code for Beirut is +1 961, or +961 rather. So have some fun with that little bit of trivia. Yeah, just it's absolutely crazy. Do not play audio. That would be rude. Yeah, so from what I was privy to in the few articles that I kind of skimmed through, I really wanted to wait for more facts to come out because everyone is quick to say that this is because it's Lebanon, obviously. A lot of people are saying like this is some sort of terrorist attack or stuff like that, but none of the news articles, none of them, whether they be left-leaning articles or right-leaning articles, none of them are saying terrorist attacks. Although one person said that, I saw in a comment somewhere that one person was saying that Trump said it was a terrorist attack, and as much as I would love to believe that Trump is that much of an idiot, because he is, I don't think he would have spoken up so quick. Maybe he did. I don't know. What did, let's see if we Google Lebanon explosion, and then we go plus Trump. Let's see here. Let's do a main display capture here, and I don't want to listen. So everything is on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, Trump apparently did. What a freaking moron. He's saying that this is an attack, though the cause is not yet known. That literally all the articles. So like if you read what CNN is saying, NPR, Associated Press, from what I read, everybody was saying that it was a fire, that a fireworks factory caught fire, and then a fireworks factory caught fire, and then the munitions, either a plant or a warehouse, again conflicting stories, caught fire again. Caught fire from that fire, more fire from the fire. And the only thing I will say is that Lebanon, these buildings would be no stranger to properly made fireworks or munitions. And despite what a lot of people think, a lot of these explosive devices or bullets and things like that tend to have a lot of safeguards and like ways to relieve pressure without doing just a gigantic explosion in the event of a fire. So with like firecrackers or bottle rockets or things like that, or even like mortars, there's usually a weak spot dialed in somewhere, usually opposite of where it's going to launch. So like a bottle rocket, goes straight up, or firecrackers are plugged at the top and the bottom. And if there's a fire and it causes the entire thing to catch fire, there's a weak spot that gets kind of burnt in, and then the powder will discharge, releasing the energy through that weak spot. So I did think it was very interesting, though, that this because it is a phenomenal explosion. It is ridiculous. Literally, I have a video queued up that we are going to watch here in a second, and you can literally see a building that catches the blast, and initially you can see the building disintegrate from the force of the blast. It's absolutely crazy. But so think about the situations and all the variables that come into place just right to have this explosion happen the way it is. Brian is saying 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate. That'll do it. Ammonium nitrate, I believe, was the constituent explosive used in the World Trade Center bombing way back. I was a kid when the World Trade Center got bombed.
2001.
No, that was airplanes. I said bombing.
When was the bombing?
When was the bombing?
So that fucking thing has been attacked more than once?
Oh yeah, there's been attacked a lot. It was a major target for terrorism. Don't you mean Oklahoma? Yes, I do mean Oklahoma. But what was the World Trade Center bombing then? There was a World Trade Center bombing. 1993 World Trade Center bombing.
I wasn't born.
You were not born. Bomb characteristics. Blah blah blah.
Urea nitrate.
Yeah, urea nitrate was the so ammonium. The charge used nitroglycerin, ammonium nitrate, ammonium nitrate. So yeah, the bomb used nitroglycerin, ammonium nitrate, dynamite, smokeless powder, and a fuse known as booster explosives. 3 tanks of bottled hydrogen were also placed. So that was one that like lowered, it sank the actual building, like a few feet, if I'm not, it lowered it like a floor. But yeah, ammonium nitrate was also used in the Oklahoma City bombing, which was, who did the Oklahoma City bombing? Oklahoma City bombing suspect. Timothy McVeigh. Yeah, Timothy McVeigh was the person that did that. Absolutely crazy. It's just absurd. Absolutely absurd. But yeah, so ammonium nitrate is dangerous stuff. But super useful if you want to blow shit up. Like if that's your end goal, is for something to be not there anymore, use ammonium nitrate. That's what I would do. So yeah,
not there anymore.
It would not be there anymore. I want to show you guys. I'm gonna put my headphones on here because I want to see. I just kind of was watching the video. I didn't see. Hopefully, it doesn't have like that sound going on with it.
What are you talking about?
This video here.
Wait, what sound are you talking about?
I didn't listen to the sound from this video.
No, what do you mean by that sound? I don't
Oh, there's like a prank. There's like a thing on the internet to like prank people into turning up the volume on the video. So like they have like the main sound of the video playing, and then like when the people turn it up to hear it, it like plays in this really loud like porn sex sounds.
Why would they do that for this?
I don't know, because people are freaking.
It just happened.
Hey man, people Photoshop things and put in video edits all the time. But let's see what we got going on here. I kind of want to see what this. So I'm gonna. This is from the Lebanese emergency doc. Hopefully that's not a page that was like just created, because then But yeah, so let's do this. That is absurd. I want to take you guys right to when you see this building go to pieces. Look at that. You can see the shockwave. The shockwave hits the building and it just absolutely... Ooh, you can see his face. Hello, person. Look at that. You can see the building like ripping to shreds from that from the force of that shockwave. That is a very, very large explosion. I'm trying to think of, I mean, good Lord, the amount of energy, because that is a lot of potential energy suddenly becoming kinetic energy. For it to, and what is the burn rate of ammonium nitrate? Does anyone know that off the top of their head? That's the density. Thank you. Oh, I have to read an entire peer-reviewed freaking science paper here.
Not if you skim.
Just to figure out the burn rate. I know it's got to be fast because like low-grade explosive is like 2,000 meters per second. So for something to move like that, that's got to be really high. Does nobody know? Just like, can no one give me like the I don't know if that's no oh, that says it has a low burning rate. Mechanisms. I will check your articles. So yeah, that is, I'm unsure what the burn rate is, but that is insane. Absolutely wild. Not sure. I will definitely be watching those articles going forward and seeing where we can go. 1,500 degrees Celsius. So yeah, that's the temperature. But I'm trying to figure out what the actual rate of burning, like how many meters per second, how many thousands of meters per second. That one article was, I think, if I read that correctly, that one article was saying it has like a relatively low burn rate, which would put it like in that 2,000 to 5,000 meters per second range. Whereas like some high grade explosives are like in the 10,000 meter per second for like super powerful explosions. And that's how they measure a lot of the... I was just making stuff up. Stop it. Stop making things up. I'm relying on you for information here, Brad. I need this from you, man. So yeah, just... I'm really... I was floored. I kept watching the videos because it's almost unreal the way it explodes. It looks like... So the ammonium nitrate thing makes sense. But it looks like somebody literally planted a gigantic bomb and like the mushroom cloud and everything. It almost looks like a nuke went off because of the way the buildings just evaporate. I'm not sure if any of the numbers are in yet but I know like they're saying at least dozens were killed, many more injured. So USA Today, just in looking at the article, the headline, is saying at least 70 dead and 3,000 injured. Just absolutely crazy, man. Crazy stuff. U.S. military believes it was a terrible attack, Donald Trump says. Donald Trump speaking on behalf of the entire U.S. military. I guess that does make sense. He is the commander-in-chief, which is terrifying to say out loud. Really crazy stuff. I'm just like kind of skimming through the article here. Oh man. National Catastrophe Minister declared a day of mourning, according to CNN. Oh man. This is really crazy.
It is.
It really is. I mean, but I'm still holding out because I don't want to sit. I want to wait for more information to come through. rather than just listening to Trump, who says it was an attack. Unless he orchestrated the attack, I want to wait to see what other people are what like the actual reports come back as, because it seems like a building was on fire and then it exploded. Like you could see the fire, like in the videos, you can see fireworks and stuff going off through the smoke and ash clouds. Then it just ridiculously blew up. Yeah, last I saw 25 dead. That is a factual number. Crazy how quickly that number changed. Yes, I mean the and it's going to continue to skyrocket. That's not the numbers are not going to settle down anytime soon. That was an explosion that affected blocks. I mean, there were that building that we saw disintegrate. That had to have been a good, 200-300 meters from the actual explosion. So you figure that's at least probably a good 500-meter blast radius I'd imagine at the very least. So that was a really big boom. Even when we do big booms here in the States, like when we're doing like orchestrated big booms that are big booms, those are maybe 50-yard, 100-yard blast radius, 200-yard blast radius. And that stuff, these things, that was at least 500. Just looking at, and it's devastating. Buildings are absolutely leveled from that. That had nothing to do with that explosion. Initially, a local military leader or police force that's there said, that's the wrong use of there. It was confiscated explosives that became ignited. So was there a inside job? Did somebody in the building say, if I light this building on fire, there will be a big boom, because this is ammonium nitrate and that stuff goes up quickly. Who knows? Only the people that are involved. I haven't seen anything since the days of the Civil War. That's crazy. I have no idea. I really don't. I don't even know. So I'm wondering what's going to become of that, because so far 2020 has been a crazy, crazy year, but it hasn't been like, let's blow up an entire city block crazy. I mean, well, now it has, but
I don't know how you qualify when a year is or isn't that crazy in a country that's faced unrest and war for.
Oh yeah, but more what I'm wondering is like, what was the orchestration behind the attack? If it was an attack,
aren't people fighting for Lebanon, for owning Lebanon?
I don't know. I mean, currently, I know the Lebanese government has definitely been in the news, but I would have to read through more articles. We nearly went there for a bachelor party. Man. What I'm wondering is what made Trump say it was an attack. It was a bomb of some kind, yes. Anything with enough pressure behind it becomes a bomb. Oh, yeah, Hezbollah.
That, yep. Okay.
We want this land. Let's blow it up.
Well, fighting on the Lebanon border as tensions rise between Israel and Hezbollah. So, yeah, they're it's in the middle of fuckery.
Right, but domestic terrorism case. I'm trying. So yeah, this article, USA Today confirms the ammonium nitrate, 2,750 tons. Oh my good lord! So it was stored. Looking at this article, it's on USA Today. It's stored unsafely because it was stored in 6 years in a warehouse without taking preventative measures that endanger the safety of its citizens. In a domestic terrorism case that shook America, Timothy McVeigh, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for reminding us. Video showed an orange cloud over Beirut's port. after the explosion, which is consistent with a nitrate-related explosion. Okay. The force shook buildings. Yep. National catastrophe. It resembles what happened in Japan, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki. Nagasaki, sorry. Pretty sure Nagasaki is a different word altogether. That was, yeah, I mean, because you see, literally when the explosion happens, like there's various angles of it, and you see this mushroom cloud, and that takes for the cloud, for it to mushroom like that, it takes so much explosive force, because you literally have to start to ionize that air around it to force that convection effect to have that to have that air wrap around like that. It's insane. Israel, which has just seen years of intermittent conflict with Lebanon, versus with the Hezbollah, denied any involvement, and offered humanitarian aid. So Israel's offering humanitarian aid. France and the United Nations Special Coordinator offered humanitarian assistance. A dark pall rising from the port, which normally might be from an industrial area fire. So, literally, the only thing we know right now is the building was on fire and then it exploded. No one has confirmed what Trump is saying, that it was an attack. It's a port. So it would kind of, if someone were to target it, it would make sense, because it's a port, it's a high visibility thing, and someone knowing that there's, damn near 3,000 tons of ammonium nitrate stored in there, they could just start a small fire and have it spread out of control, and before anyone could do anything, it would definitely go up like that. Insane. Absolutely insane. I bet that would sound really good whenever they make a movie about this. That'll sound really good in the theater. That explosion will be decent. The bureau chief, the Washington Post Beirut bureau chief's name is Liz Sly. That sounds like a made-up name. Liz Sly sounds like a made-up name, like Chuck Storm or something like that.
Last names can really change how authentic one name sounds.
Absurd, man. Ooh. Well, let's just I hope they recover from this in an amount of time. And hopefully, I'm hoping it wasn't an attack. Let's, at making the best out of a really shitty situation, let's hope it was just a random fire that got out of control and caused a lot of damage, because we could use a little bit more peace in 2020 and less conflict.
I agree.
So how's your day been? Well,
how's your day been?
My day was pretty good. I worked. We've had some issues at the office, because for legal reasons. I can't talk about them on the air.
Yep, I can't talk about my work either.
Yeah. But I could say that we had some issues at work that caused a lot of us engineers to do a lot of extra work. And but we got to the bottom of all that. And after a long night last night of working on code until, what was it, like 10:30? When I finally...
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Finally got done with that, and then woke up early this morning to get that going. It just, ugh. So yeah, Brad, it's all your fault, man. We definitely took care of that. Your Control Alt and Delete keys do not work anymore. So Yeah, that was fun. I had a VA screening today for some hearing loss, and have another screening set up for sleeplessness, things like that revolve around basic PTSD. Even though I didn't fight, you know, they're wanting to screen me for that. So we'll see. I'm not like a war hero or anything. I didn't.
PTSD isn't exclusive to war, and in fact, they don't call it PTSD anymore because of that. Because the stigma of it being associated with war, even though it's a very common occurrence for other people that have experienced other trauma in their life.
Basic training. Boot camp for the Marine Corps is pretty rough. I compare it. I only can compare it to people that have actually been to the been in what's called in theater, and
Well, you can't compare your experiences to anyone else's because it's not their mind that's in your brain. So you can't say that just because you didn't go into battle that you don't have trauma from your experiences of being in the Marines.
I mean, yeah, but
In fact, I was even talking about this kind of thing today because of one of the courses being about war and having those discussions about war texts and the real impact of war and the fact that everyone enrolled in that class, all 30 kids, are male. Every single one. So
I wonder what the
men find war almost too appealing, generally, especially young, impressionable 17 and 18-year-olds that don't understand the impact of being part of it. It's often very glorified. Men tend to think that it is the solution to problems. So
post-traumatic stress dad.
I've never done a school play.
Did you not do a play?
I've never done a school play.
A school play. You've done plays before.
But I've never done a school play.
Like, not with, like, elementary school.
I've never done a play that was being put on by my school.
What were the plays you've been in? Were those local
either
theater?
summer workshops type things or when I did acting at a college level. But I've never actually done a school play. It was, I don't know, did you go, I don't even remember you going to them. I don't even really remember most of that experience.
She blocked it out.
I was in for like a year. I was a part of a local theater thing, but I was kind of like at the older end of that, so I was only there for a year. And then I was also did a couple times at the Edinburgh Playhouse for a summer excursion, and then I did a couple things at the Adam Smith, when it was called Adam Smith, and then college. Yeah. And I have to say,
You have to say?
the stuff that they had us perform in college was just pure shite.
Was it based on anything, or was this all like original stuff that
these were
director?
These were all plays. These were all like the woman that ran it hates T.S. Eliot because he wrote about cats and also he's a bit of a pedo.
Good reason to hate someone.
Well, she's very like angry feminist.
Oh, okay.
So basically all of the plays we did were centered around some real social issue or some other bullshit. It wasn't very good.
It was not that good at all.
No, I don't even remember most of it. Just remember being whatever. We did like this weird short one where everyone had to wear black and we all had like independent short scenes to do, and I was in two of them. And then for the one of the ones that I was paired in, the guy opposite me that was supposed to play my boyfriend, partner person was gay.
I remember you telling me about that.
And it was so hard for him to be around a woman, let alone have to do a fucking stage kiss.
Yeah, he was like, you have to kiss her. Was he like, Hua?
No, it was just like, really, like, it's just really awkward. Honestly, knowing what I know now, it's clear that in my entire college experience, at the point at which they're supposed to be teaching you how to do this rather than like going for a role and being expected to know stuff, they never really quite honed in on why we were doing anything.
Okay. And
that's
what do you
really
mean in what regard? Like, okay, when you say why as opposed to just doing it.
You know the joke, like, what's my motivation for this?
Yeah.
That's real. That's a real thing. Because not everyone reads something the same way, or not everyone understands it.
Right.
So we get, like, to me, some of this stuff could just look like the words on the page. I don't see the underlying context. I don't have the background information on the particular text that we're doing. It just seems like a weird interaction.
Like reading sheet music. You can sight read sheet music and you can play the notes in tempo, in time, and it not come across the way the composer had because
you not know the emotion. Yeah. That kind of thing. That's a real thing for artists as well, is getting into the headspace of experience and also understanding why they're doing something. I don't understand why we did any of the plays that we did. I really don't. And when I did the musical year, the musical that they chose was just pointless and meaningless and lacking in story. I mean, so that entire time, they basically just let people fall if they couldn't manage on their own. It's just interesting now that it's been like 8 years, 8 years since I was in the 8 years or 8 or 9 years since I was in the acting part. Then the following year was the musical part, but still, yeah.
It's amazing how fast time. It's amazing how fast time flies. I still I'm in 2 more years. It'll be 20 years since I've graduated high school, and I'm still I have a hard time grasping that. Like, I still think I graduated high school 10 years ago, and that is quickly becoming a far-fetched lie. Like, not even slightly remotely close to being accurate.
In 15 days, you'll be 36.
15 days, 36. And all this gray, you guys can't really see it because I have the camera on soft focus, but... Soft focus. I have the camera on a softer focus, so it's not as apparent. But yeah, I have all these like little pop mark grays going on. You can kind of see that one there, but... yeah, I'll start to actually match my grays. We're getting drop frames. Looks like we're getting some drop frames there. Analytics. Stream health. Stream is healthy.
Stream health is excellent.
At least according to that, stream health is excellent. Let's reload the page over here and see what is going on. I tell you what, my computer, maybe I should drop my frame rate down. I think that might be part of the problem, is that I think my frame rate is too high. Or my kilobits per second is too high. So I may want to drop down. So you gotta
kill some bits.
I gotta kill some bits, man. Right now I'm streaming, because I've got a pretty high-end computer and we've got a really fast internet connection. I tend to stream super high-end because I want 1080p to come through nice and sharp, nice and clear. So I stream at 6,000 kilobits per second. Which is high. But the sound and picture is okay. All right, weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'll drop it down. Maybe next show we'll drop it down to 4,000 and see if that helps. I think it's because I have the ultra low latency set up. Maybe that's why. Maybe if we went down to, I really don't want to go down to low latency, because then we'd really have that big delay between, when we say something and when you guys are actually, trying to respond to it. We already have that's a 17 or 18-second delay. Going up to like 30 seconds or a minute would just be, I mean, and literally, honestly, rather, at this point, streaming has been a thing since 2010, 2011. Why haven't we perfected this technology yet? We've had a decade to work on it.
That's true.
Streaming should have been perfected. Maybe we should move our live stream over to Twitch.
No. No.
Why no?
Because.
You don't like Twitch?
No.
What's wrong with Twitch?
It didn't work the time that you were thinking about doing it for the radio show. Back when we were in the early stages of dating. And the accounts kept fucking up. And I have not touched it since.
Oh, yeah. What we streamed on... what was Streams and Beams set up on when we would watch movies? Before, now Netflix and Amazon both have this shared movie watching experience. But previously we had to stream. Was it Ustream? Ustream. We used to do Ustream where we would watch like movies together.
Yeah.
I would set up basically, what I would do is I would set up a movie on a separate computer, and I would just do a screen cap of the movie, and then we would both go. I would grab another laptop or a computer or something, and I would watch the movie so that we would have similar experience.
Viewing experience.
Yeah, because if I tried to watch it like as it's happening versus when she's watching it because of the stream, there'd be that 30, 60-second buffer between the two, and yeah, that wouldn't work. So I don't know, man. That was fun times. That was very interesting times. Doing stuff like that. All the little things you do when you're in like long distance relationships to try to close that gap. So yeah, streaming movies was one thing. That's when
Now he just doesn't watch them with me.
it's because she be watching movies like My Vagina's Bleeding.
Help.
And what it means for men. And I'm like...
what it means for men.
I don't want to fucking watch that.
It means that I have to cut my penis off for the month.
Stop it.
I did. I had to cut my
But
penis
it grows
off
back.
every month.
Yeah, like an axolotl.
Cut it off every month.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, we would do that. What else did we do? We've done...
Nothing.
That's it. That's all we ever did.
No, when we both had a PS3, we used to play Little Big Planet.
Yes.
And
we tried to play. Yeah. Well, and Battle Block actually worked. We got really far in Battle Block. Then it got like insanely difficult.
We got really far in
Little Big Planet.
Yeah, I liked that game.
It was fun. Little Big Planet's fun. We tried to play Little Big Planet karting, and that didn't work out. It broke. Yeah, it was either broken or no. Didn't it require something like some sort of account or?
It did. It was because it was made for an earlier it was made for a service that PlayStation no longer offered.
Yes, so we couldn't even play it.
Yeah, it required a internet connection-y type thing that didn't exist.
And it sucked because you couldn't even play it like you couldn't even play it like standalone.
No, you couldn't. You had to connect it to the thing.
Which is like that is a fatal flaw.
Limiting.
That is a very fatal flaw for a video game that you can for you to pay, at the time when it's new, $60 for a game, and then it can only be played when it's online. So you have
through a service that will eventually be out of date, and then it's gone.
Kaya's barking.
She's been doing it all day.
So Twitter was hacked by a 17-year-old. Was it?
I don't know. I got sent a Twitter article at 6:00 this morning because I work with people that are up at 5:00 in the morning on purpose.
On purpose.
And I was so tired and I was reading this that I thought I did that thing, like, you know when you're tired and you read something, you end up rereading something over and over again? No, the stupid fucking cunt that wrote the article, like, copy-pasted the same section in there twice. So it was literally the same thing twice before moving on. So I read it about 8 times trying to figure out what I was doing wrong with my eyes, and it wasn't even me.
It was them.
It was the article, yeah.
It was the person who authored the article.
Yeah.
So Twitter was hacked by seven. That doesn't surprise me. Kids are
kids.
Kids
have
kids have insane skill. When it comes,
They do.
They have really a lot of talent when it comes to these computer. Seems like the big hack recently was a teen scam and not. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I was not aware of anything involving Twitter.
I
or
don't
any teenagers.
even have a Twitter, so.
I have a Twitter, but no one's gonna hack it.
They're gonna hack yours because you don't use it and you keep saying you don't have Twitter, so they're like making the most homophobic, racist posts on your Twitter.
And then
tweets. Sorry, not posts.
Tweets. People would be like, "Dave, did you say these things?" And they'd be like, "Did you say these things about gays and black people?" And I'd be like, "Probably." Yeah, I'd be like, "Probably." I'm a pretty terrible person.
Man, I don't fucking know.
I say some really fucked up shit sometimes, and I don't anymore, but I used to share all of my fucked up thoughts to the internet because I just didn't care. Yeah. And then what happened was jobs actually go in now and look at your social media. So if any of that stuff is public, which a lot of stuff on Twitter is, unless you explicitly tell Twitter, do not share my shit publicly, they can just go in and be like, "Oh yeah, you said August 3rd, 2013, you said niggers ain't shit. And you used the R and you capitalized the R. Weird choice to capitalize the R."
Oh, there's an S?
Yes.
Oh. I'm touching your butt. No.
Nope, Corgi's leaving. Corgi's leaving. Bye. Good boy, Morums. You don't stand for that. Don't let her sexually assault you.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of sexual assault.
Well, so Gen Z has turned against Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Really?
Only because he has an adult life outside of, Disney content. So the fact that he was prominent in Moana and the fact that Disney owns Hamilton means for some reason that a guy that writes political material and was a struggling actor for most of his life isn't allowed to have clips of him doing risque dialogues or weird shit, because that's what artists do all the fucking time, Yeah. But they're trolling him and they're like anti him because of all this kind of perverse stuff that he has been involved with through acting. And it's like, does nobody remember that Harry Potter showed his dick the moment he was no longer Harry Potter? Did people forget that? On stage,
poor Daniel Radcliffe,
in front of people, skinny, unattractive man. With his mushroom out.
You really don't.
I do like Daniel Radcliff
as an actor.
I do like him as an actor.
You don't like him like physically.
He's a very nice person.
You always every time Daniel Radcliffe is brought up, you're like, "Oh my god, skinny, unattractive."
I like Daniel.
Great guy.
He's great.
He's got a great personality.
He's been in some shit that I don't like The Young Doctor. He's been in some shit because he is weird looking. And he knows that because notice that he's not been a romantic lead.
Well, he's not going to be a romantic lead.
Because
he's goofy.
Because he's a skinny, unattractive white man.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure there have been some unattractive leads.
Nah, but really.
I'm just saying he's goofy.
He looks like Elijah Woods, and Elijah Woods was a hobbit.
Isn't it just wood? Like singular?
Probably.
Anyway.
I'm just saying.
He does look like Elijah Wood.
They both look like they suffer from... Oh, what's that thing when you don't eat enough oranges?
Scurvy?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought you were going to say he looks like he has, what's that thing called,
He looks sick. All the time.
It's some sort of, natal failure thing.
And I think it doesn't help that they're, like, really pale, but then also have, like, really bright blue eyes.
Right.
But dark hair to frame it. I don't think that helps either of them.
My foot is being blepped.
They're both, and that's, Elijah Wood is also really, really nice. But, like, I don't want to see penises in general, but I especially don't want to see, like, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Like, you're watching that movie, disgusting movie with demons and shit in it.
The Devil's Advocate? The Devil's Advocate, a classic movie.
Devil's Advocate, which I've now seen.
Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Charlize Theron.
Anyway, I couldn't recognize any of them. Anyway,
Charlize, they're on the roof.
But, like, the one bitch was, like, super skinny and had fake tits.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and pale, so she just... It's like... You know, it's really close to being a horror movie. If you change the music...
Well, The Devil's Advocate is a horror movie.
No. Like, but they weren't intending that with the women's bodies. My point is something that's pale and bony and kind of like weirdly angular and shaped and stuff is what you'll find in a horror movie.
Right.
It makes me think of the girl from The Grudge, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know why, but those types of bodies make me feel uncomfortable. Like spines when you can see the whole spine.
Yeah, the entire spine.
The entire spine.
Skinny women.
No, but
walking down
no, I'm not
the
talking about like. There's skinny women, and then there is like, how come you're not classed as anorexic? I can play the xylophone on your back.
Because they're actresses.
Or like,
And in the 90s...
What's his name? He was Batman.
Val Kilmer? Christian Bale?
Yes. When he was in the Boat movie and he lost like a stupid amount of weight, and that's terrifying.
He did, yeah, and none of that was CGI.
I know,
that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But this wasn't CGI either. Those are
just skinny.
Bony.
You got to remember those.
Fucking...
The Devil's Advocate was filmed was released in 1997, which means the filming happened for that probably late 95, 96.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, it was okay for Hollywood to be like, "Hey, you're 5'8", 125 pounds. You're fat."
Yeah.
Like, literally, directors would look at women that were 5'8", 125 pounds and go, "You're fat."
I just saw I don't know why we're talking about Jennifer Lawrence again, but there's a video of
Currently
her.
we're not, but now you're about to bring her up.
No, like, the public.
Oh.
Anyway, there's that video of her, and, like, there's a movie she was auditioning for, and even though she wasn't, like, fat by any means, the casting director basically told her to take the pictures that they'd taken of her as motivation for losing weight. And that wasn't in the 90s. So
I'm guessing that was recent. How recent was that?
At the start of her popularity, at the start of her kind of popularity career thing. I guess around the Hunger Games or just before. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood is rough when it comes to that kind of stuff. They are not. It's never been nice, and it's never been. I mean, and people are like, "Oh, if you're a man, it's fine." No, I mean, it is unbalanced. But there's a lot of times when men will want to do something. They're like, "You need to put on 20 pounds of chest muscle."
Yeah.
If you want to be in this movie, or hey, you're not fit enough, and the guy will be relatively fit, and it's like, nope, we can't see all. You don't have an 8-pack. You don't have 8-pack abs, or you don't have pecs, or.
Do you know what I love, or find hilarious, is that even Jack Black was told to lose weight for Jumanji.
That's funny.
Like, he had to be on diet and exercise, and I watched this whole, Jablinski.
Yeah, Jablinski.
Jablinski Games. Sorry, no game video this week. Anyway, he and his stunt double basically had to do the same things, eat the same, be on like a super strict diet for him, and you saw what he looked like in Jumanji, but he had to lose. I think he had to lose like 20 pounds. So.
Oh, so did he gain a bunch of weight because of COVID? Not he had COVID, but because people are just like.
Jumanji came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Did it come? And wait, for you were talking about for the first Jumanji?
Both of them, but both of them were filmed before COVID.
I thought he Well, then I wonder why he put on that much weight then.
Because he likes to eat food.
We all like to eat food.
But that's because he likes to eat food. When he's not acting or when he's not asked to lose weight, he eats.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
So, it's Jack Black. He's literally like an old rock and roll person. Like, they still have, Tenacious D.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. What I'm saying is,
it's not like he eats to excess. He probably just has 3 chunky meals a day.
3 chunky meals,
and he probably doesn't exercise. And if you're a person that has a really slow metabolism, especially at his age, then not exercising at all or exercising very little is going to lead to weight gain.
Yeah.
By default, so
you gotta be careful with that.
I don't really feel like we can speak on this. I just feel that we're just saying that that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, like we're hypothesizing.
He's naturally a heavier dude.
Yeah, I don't think I've never seen a photo of Jack Black as a small person.
No.
So it's not like he just like woke up one day and was like, "What the fuck?"
He's not, he's not naturally like a small dude. So
when I was personal training, I would tell people that all the time. I'd be like, you don't just wake up one day and you look down and you go, "What the hell just happened to me?"
Some people do.
I mean, you could wake up like one day and look down and go, "Man, what the fuck? How?" But for like 99.98% of the time, you're probably gonna be like, you're gonna notice over time the amount of gain. Unless, like I said, in Jack Black's case, I think he was even a big boy.
Yeah, he was.
So he's just always been heavy. I wonder if his body would allow him to lose weight, like really, like if he wanted to get fit for a role.
Without being miserable and at his age, probably not.
Yeah.
It's not something that you should sacrifice your happiness for.
I don't know. I think there could be some happiness from being, within a certain BMI.
BMI is bullshit.
Yeah, but to an extent.
No,
right?
BMI in general is bullshit. That's not a accurate measurement of anything. BMI is utter shit.
What I mean is, if let's say you're 33% body fat.
Okay.
That's high, regardless of however tall or short you are. Mm-hmm. Whatever your gender or race is, 33% body fat, 38%, but over 30% body fat is a lot.
Mm-hmm. But that's not what BMI is.
Right, but I'm saying, so if you drop down to, say, 17, when you drop down to, like, say, 17% body fat, that's great. Now BMI does kind of get conflicting, and now suddenly I want brownies. I'm gonna make brownies tonight.
What has that to do with?
Anyway, just out of the blue, wanted a brownie.
I thought. See, my thoughts connect.
Yeah, no, my I don't. So what sucks is, and
for most people, I disagree. Body mass index is not a great indicator of weight.
Body mass index doesn't work, like Brian just said, when you were like bodybuilders.
It
but
doesn't
even
work
then,
for regular
even
people.
then, I have friends that are bodybuilders, and they say that they their doctors, because they like a lot of these bodybuilders go to the doctor probably 10 to 20 times more, 10 to 20 times the amount that us normal people go to the doctor, because they're constantly getting checked up. And doctors warn a lot of bodybuilders, and a lot of bodybuilders die of the same exact things that obese people do. Like, so if you're 6 foot 275, whether it's fat or muscle, your body is just like, this is not okay. I'll name drop here my buddy Alex, who you know Alex, Cloud. Dude's huge. And years ago when I was personal training, but I was a freaking he's a bodybuilder, I was a body sculptor. Anyway, I was saying, dude, I need to start trying to get big. And he's like, and he was telling me there are issues with getting big. When you see bodybuilders that are, 6'2", 400 pounds, and it's all solid muscle, your heart and lungs don't know the difference between muscle and fat. When you're walking upstairs, he's like, a lot of bodybuilders they'll look like they're in ridiculous shape, but they'll climb a flight of stairs and be winded, just like a fat person.
Well, that's because you're training two different things.
Right. Well, yeah, cardiovascularly. But if those bodybuilders started doing cardio,
they wouldn't get as big.
Yeah, they would it would eat through that muscle.
So, yes, if you're doing normal things, you don't get hurt by the stuff.
Right, but
body mass index does not account for people that have different natural density sets. They don't account for people from different parts of the world.
I get that, but what my point is that the BMI, in my experience through my reading, makes sense. Listening to people like him, listening to people, who was the guy that would always promote Jack 3D, and he was a friend of mine, Brian Hendricks. He would, he told me the exact same thing. He's like, dude, he was 6'3", like 290, and he was like maybe 8% body fat and declining. And he says he doesn't do any, he does almost no cardio. He'll walk like a mile and a half, 2 miles, but that's just to keep the fat levels down, because he's like, when your BMI, for these guys, the BMI makes sense to them, because your body, if you're 5'8", 290, I'm just throwing out arbitrary numbers now, your body is just like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you so big? Why are you so heavy? And just like a person that's 5'8", 290 fat with 40% body fat, and a person who's 5'8", 290, 8% body fat or 5% body fat, they get winded doing the same things. It's just that the person who's 5% body fat, 290, can bench press more, or curl more, or lift more off the ground. It's just they still get when it comes to cardiovascular health, they tend to be in that same ballpark, and I found that to be astonishing, to say the least.
It makes sense. It makes perfect sense, because cardio is the important part.
Yeah, but that's also why I really enjoy cardio, because I don't want just some people say, oh, well, what's the point of having a long, getting healthy and working out and what'd you see?
You just get dark.
Oh, yeah. What's the point of being like super healthy if you're like, you don't get to enjoy cake or the occasional drink or whatever may have you? Like they focus more on the quality of life versus the quantity. And I'm a person, I'm like, to me, it seems possible to have both. Like, you can work out, get yourself in shape to the point where you're doing your part to extend your life as much as possible, but you also don't hit 60, just arbitrary age. You don't hit 60 and you're starting to like, oh man, my knees don't work and my ankles don't work and I can't breathe because I've taken 12 steps walking through the state fair or whatever. I think it's very possible to have both.
I think that's because you have a body type that will let you have both.
But like bodybuilders tend to have, from what I've heard, bodybuilders tend to have a very poor quality of life after like 50.
Well, yeah.
And 50 is young to start having a shitty quality of life.
Bodybuilding is kind of, I don't know the history behind it, other than possibly the biggest body got the best wife or something. And
yeah.
It's stupid. It's really
It's just
stupid.
to be big muscles and...
I know, but you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
But let's go back to actually what we were talking about, which was Jack Black's life and the fact that we don't have the need to comment on it because he's happy and active in his own ways.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of people that are super happy about that. Like there are a lot of people. I mean, just hit up Reddit, right? And
I never use Reddit.
Well, I use Reddit.
I know.
I actually use Reddit a lot for the paranormal stuff and for computer stuff.
Cool.
But a lot of there's an entire subreddit devoted to people who were like, they call it the health at any size, but they are people that are just super happy with where they are. And I've seen more than a fair number of cases of people, and it's interesting because I don't know what the hormonal difference is, but it's mostly female. The women who do, like, they do jazzercise and spin classes and Tai Bo or Zumba, and they maybe I can't say what they're eating for the other 23 hours of the day or 20 hours of the day, but they'll do an hour, 2 hours of
people that take Zumba,
insane cardio.
People that take Zumba drink a bottle of wine a night.
I wouldn't mind drinking a bottle of wine. People
that take Zumba.
That's a lot of calories.
Women that take Zumba drink a bottle of wine a night and post about it on Facebook.
Christy probably drinks a bottle of wine.
Does she also do Zumba classes?
No, she doesn't.
I didn't say the two. I didn't say that everyone drinks.
The two could be mutually exclusive.
No. It works one way, not the other. You can drink a bottle of wine and not take Zumba.
Right.
But if you take Zumba classes regularly enough to where you're friends with the person that does the classes, and you have your group, you drink a bottle of wine a night.
Right.
And you post those, can this dog get a like photos on Facebook.
Yeah, my uncle said if we get 27 likes,
or they're sharing all of the other people's posts that have said that, like,
that's funny. I mean,
they have a sign in their house that says "Bless this mess."
Nice. They have the three arrows that say "Live, Laugh, Love."
No, it says "Live." Fuck.
Ouch.
Live. Fuck.
Fuck. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I feel genuinely bad for, like, I watched this one I on the subreddit for health at any size. I followed this one lady who literally struggled, and she was in all of the, I mean, and she wasn't one of those people that does it for like 3 weeks and then says, oh, this is hard, or does it for 3 weeks and then skips a day because, I've done it for 3 weeks, I could skip a day, then winds up skipping a week, then winds up skipping a month, then winds up losing motivation, then never does it again. She has been with it for years, and she has just been unable to lose the weight properly. Like, she did go down, she was over 300 pounds. And she went down. I guess I just need
to start higher.
She went down into the low 2s, but she's still a big girl, and she's like, I can. Ah,
beautiful.
She's like, cardiovascularly, her body is capable of completing the classes.
Yeah.
She's like, She's like, every class I go to, I can go through all the classes, no matter what we're training, and I can do all of the classes. Mm-hmm. And I'm sweating, but she just doesn't drop the pound. So I feel bad for those types of people, absolutely, because that sucks, and it sucks from somebody like myself who I could not work out. Like, literally, I was body sculpting 6 years ago. Yeah, because I was looking at my timeline earlier today. The memories. I was like,
Thanks.
At age 30, I was 8%. I had 8-pack abs and freaking.
It's 6:30.
At age 30. At age 30, I had like 8-pack abs and freaking
what happened to
ridiculous biceps. And 6 years later, I look like fucking this chaos you see right here.
What chaos? The green shirt's pretty chaotic.
Yeah, well, it's my...
Your shorts are pretty chaotic.
Well, these are my Zelda shorts, and this is Angie's freaking car show that she does.
I know, I just don't like...
I'm repping the brand, man. And, yeah, so... But I do have the body type that I can, like, literally go for a run one day, and my body's like, oh, you're being chased by hyenas. Let's drop some weight.
Yeah.
So that we can run further. Let's consume all these fat cells so we can let's consume all these fat cells so we can freaking have some stored energy. And let's actually use the fat cells for what the human body derived fat cells for, which is storing energy.
A child.
A child. No. Which is storing energy for later use. That's why the human body has fat cells.
You know what? I'm tired all the time.
That's because you don't sleep. Literally, I have to scritcho your head for...
That is not even true. You haven't even done that for the past, year.
Bull fucking shit!
Your voice.
Indeterminate amount of time for you to fall asleep first. And as was proven, because like I told you, I was like, I have married friends that say, well, when they want to listen to their movies or they want to run like sweeps in their theater or they want to go do computer stuff or they want to go do something with their hobby, they'll wait for their wife to fall asleep and then they'll go down and do whatever they want to do, what they're going to do. I have literally gotten you asleep. You have been asleep. And I'm like, okay, cool. She's asleep. I'm not tired. I'm going to go down to my theater. I go down to my theater and above I hear doop, 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 doop.
Oh, Lilia!
And then you open the theater door and you're like, what are you doing? Watching a movie. Why? Why are you watching a movie?
Why are you doing this to me? I can't go sleep!
I'm like, go back to sleep!
It's not even you. It's not even like it's a you thing. It's everyone. It's anyone in the house.
It's like, go back to sleep.
And starve.
Just go relax.
No.
And then I was like, I'm watching a movie. Why? Because just go back, go upstairs. And then you make yourself tea. And you're like, and then you stomp back over to the theater. You open the door again. I'm going upstairs. And you slam the door. You go upstairs, and I go upstairs, and you're not even asleep.
I never said I would be.
I'm like, go back to sleep.
No. I never claimed. I never made any promises.
It's absolutely absurd.
You're in charge of our sleep schedule.
How am I in charge of our sleep schedule?
You just explained how you were in charge of our sleep schedule.
That's funny.
So,
I'm just saying, it's possible. Couples. There are couples.
cup holders.
A lot of couples. I would say probably
cup holders.
Getting on to the majority of couples.
Yeah.
It's possible for one person to be like, I'm tired, I'm going to hit the hay.
Yeah.
And the other person go, I'm still awake. I'm going to go insert activity here.
Yeah, that can be me, not you.
That's not fair.
I'll just be up.
Why?
Because I'll just be up.
You do teaching stuff. You have to be up with students. You wake up at 7:30.
I did not wake up at 6:30, bitch.
7:30. I said 7:30.
I know. I did not wake up at 7:30. I wake up at 6:30.
Oh, so
I was. Oh my god! You thought I was up at 7:30, bitch? I fucking wish. I had that hour.
Why are you staying up? Go to sleep.
I have work to do.
No, go to sleep.
I have work to do. I have work to do.
Go to sleep.
I have work to do.
If you go to sleep earlier in the night, then I could just be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go in here and work on some code or something.
Well, I'm doing work too.
No, I don't have to wait. I literally, my day starts at 9, and I work from home. I can literally wake up.
I work from home on Thursday.
I can literally wake up, pick up my laptop, log into Teams, and I'm working.
Well, all I have to do is wake up, grab a brush, put on makeup.
Wow.
What you want to do?
Wow.
No, I have to get up and get the dogs up, and then, well, right now go into work and plan all day and attend meetings all day, and then.
See, I don't have to do all that.
Starting on Thursday, I have to wake up at the same time, still. But just go downstairs.
But see, that's where
And
like
starve.
the whole software engineering thing kind of comes into its own because I get to focus on just like my first meetings tend to be that somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, and if I have an 8:30 meeting, I can literally wake up at 8:29.
My first meeting was at 8:30.
Right, but you have to be somewhere else.
No, my first meeting was at 8:30, but I still had work to do at 7:30.
I can get out of bed, crawl into this room,
That's
and
true.
just put my headphones on.
You do get to wear pajamas, and I found out today that my host teacher is like very anti-pajama, and I'm like,
ooh, why? What's wrong with pajamas?
professionalism.
Fuck that.
Well, that's basically what another person said. I'm not gonna wear pajamas. Well, on top, I might wear pajamas on the bottom. We'll see.
Fuck that.
We'll see.
If I'm home,
I also might shave my head. I don't know.
I don't think you should do that.
No one asked for your thoughts. You shave your head.
I'm a guy, so.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, if you shave your head, I'll stop loving you.
You're just so mean. There's so many women. There's so many POCs with shaved heads.
No, you shave your head, I will stop loving you. You're not a... Shut up! You're not a POC. Unless it's a frickin' person of cracker.
No, I just said you dissed it.
How will I know if you're in PJs? Because Maddie has to get on camera.
Yeah.
I don't have to get on
camera. I
camera.
have to teach people with my face.
I refuse to get on camera unless they say, Dave, you need to be on camera. And I'm like, fuck.
They also would know if I was in my PJs, because even though some of my regular clothing does arguably look like PJs, nothing looks like my actual PJs.
At one time when I was like, hey, do you want to,
Exactly.
You were like, do you want to go to the store? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you're going to get dressed? And you're like, I'm fucking dressed.
Bitch, I am dressed. I am your greater good.
Nice.
Your mom has very short hair.
Yes, but she's a POC. You're not a POC.
But you just you just said you...
I said if you...
Is it because I have a bald head?
No, because your head, you would look like... I don't know if you've ever seen
I want to look like the alien... I want to look like... Oh gosh, what's her name? Oh gosh, she was in... Oh my gosh. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. The lady.
What lady?
In Doctor Strange.
What lady in Doctor
The
Strange?
lady in Doctor Strange.
What lady in Doctor Strange?
The lady! Like the monk lady.
Oh, yeah. The lady.
The lady!
The one woman in Doctor
Strange. There's one woman in Doctor Strange.
Oh, let me show you guys something.
Maybe two.
I'm going to show you guys my new my rifle build.
No one cares.
Everyone cares.
No one cares.
So, this is my rifle build.
Like, the percentage of people in the chat right now that care about that
This is pretty cool. So, I've got
maybe one if he's still here.
A light on my rifle. I can, like, momentary on or full on. I've got a Bushnell trophy, red dot. Got a new buttstock You see my carabiner that I'm rocking there, because when I do my when I go to training classes, because of the coloration, no one will claim this rifle as theirs. So I got a new buttstock. I got a new grip. So new grip, new buttstock, new optic, and a light. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Oh, and a new muzzle brake, new muzzle device. It's really nice. So yeah, that actually comes together really nice. Get that light going there. Shines a pretty bright light. It's really good. It's really good. Got these. So Brad gave me these guys here.
Oh, I love you.
You can see the red tips on some of those. These are really good. Like not necessarily like armor defeating or anything like that, but they do move fast. They are really good at penetration, and that's just what they do. But yeah, this thing's coming together. So also in order to have all these accessories on here, I had to get a new gas piston cover, gas tube cover, and lower grip. So yeah, it's all Picatinny railed now. This thing's pretty cool. And this thing started off like a regular old AK Sportster, and now it's all modular. It's really cool. I really like it. Can't wait to go do some training with it. There are some training classes coming up in November, and I would like to go do some of those training classes. As Brad pointed out, though, some of the training classes actually require you to have a COVID screening before you attend them.
Shocker.
Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that. Not for any sort. I'm not like one of the Trumpians that's like, oh, my freedom. I just don't know how I feel about having a giant Q-tip shoved up my nose.
Well, they have a shorter one.
I don't know how I feel about having a Q-tip shoved up my nose.
Well, you can do it yourself.
I don't know how I feel about having a Q-tip, regardless of who is the initiator of the shoving, shoved up my nose.
Well, you can do it gently.
No, there will be no amount of gently.
You'll sneeze.
I will, and I'll fucking swallow it. So anyway, that's my new rifle. Oh, and I got all kinds of stuff, guys. Let me show you my new vest.
Oh my god, you're indecent, man.
I'm on shorts. This is my new vest. This thing's fucking ridiculously heavy. From Spartan Armor. This thing is heavy, but it's level 3+, which means it's rated up to like 308 or something like that. Level 3+. It's rated up really, really high. This body armor can stop most rifle rounds. As long as you shoot me in this general area, I could stop most. Don't shoot me in the head. Don't shoot me in the clavicle, Maddie.
I'm just saying it's very exposed.
But yeah, no, this stops a lot, and it's very heavy.
The hair, the bod.
It stops a lot. It's very heavy, but it works really well. It's all NIJ rated, and stops rifle rounds that are super duper high. It's ridiculous. Super happy I got it. It is heavy. I'm gonna do so one of the things you guys don't know about most likely is that I did with just my load bearing vest, my rifle, and like some pistols and stuff. I did a 3-mile walk with my rifle, pistols,
which I still joke about. I'll come up and I'll grab his equipment while he's in here and I'll go, I'm just going for a wee walk. Just going for a stroll.
Just going for a stroll to the park, BRB.
Excuse me while I log that about.
Now that I got this thing, which is really freaking heavy. Oh crap! I cannot wait to do a 3-mile walk with this to see if I can make it. I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end of that walk, I was dying. Actually, about half-mile into that 3-mile walk, I was dying. But yeah, 3 miles with this is gonna be different. And you want
3 miles in this Louboutin.
You want to talk about burning some calories? That's gonna be fun. But the reason why I do a 3-mile walk is because if you can't walk 3 miles in your gear, you need to lighten your load.
If you can't love yourself, how can you love anybody?
Can I get an amen? But yeah, so if you're gonna be one of those LARPers that has gear and it's like a lot of heavy gear, and you're gonna be like, oh, I've got like nods and a helmet and vest and plates and knee pads and shit. You gotta. It's like, okay, cool. You're gonna make it about 500 yards in that, and you're gonna be winded. You need to make sure you can actually hump your frigging gear.
You're gonna be winded, watered,
Make-
fired,
Make sure you can hump your gear.
fork, freak,
Huh?
took.
Wonk! Sorry, Morms.
Wonk.
Sorry, Morms. You got stuff in your-
My baby, cause we were around cut grass today when we went on our walk.
Oh, no.
I know he's allergic to the grass. The grass is evil.
The grass is evil,
grass.
Momo.
Evil grass.
So what model of corgi is this?
This is the sport edition crossfield.
Oh.
It,
He's judging.
it has I got the of the the shell of the shell. I got the middle of the three. You have short shell, medium shell, and long shell. And I got the medium shell on this one. I decided to go for the black because I felt like that, like, I'm a night owl, so I felt like that kind of like went with the environments we'll be most likely in. I got the one with the tail extension because they tend to balance and be weighted a lot better than the ones with the regular length or the reduced length. This one comes with the most beautiful face you've ever seen.
He is so shy.
The most beautiful face. The most beautiful face you've ever seen. He can do tricks. Those are extra, those are a bunch of extras I had to add into the package.
Yeah, a lot of training though to get that dialed
yeah, a lot of updates, honestly, a lot of materials and research and stuff. This one also comes with like a danger mode.
Oh.
That may or may not activate when he's about 9, and we'll find out if it does at that time. It also comes with the sound panel so that you can like warn people that it's there. No, hey, stop. That's his flea stuff. Stop it.
I was just looking
Stop.
at it. No. Don't you tickle me.
Mommy, can you lick Daddy's leg?
No.
Lick it.
Aww.
You're cute. Oh, and it gives kisses. Yeah, this is my model of corgi. This one doesn't pee in my house, which is great.
So Bogle has decided that he's going to pee in the house.
No, it's not what happened, but
He's like,
this,
you know
this
what I'm
model
gonna do?
doesn't pee in the house.
He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pee right here.
Oh, this one also is, you can use this one in hospitals and around children. That's it's the kind of the model version. Yeah.
Oh my god, Kaya.
He also smells the nicest of the models.
That tail. Momo is like, Dad, kill her. Just kill her. Make her stop.
He's so nice.
He is a nice dog.
He's so nice. Everyone that meets him wants to be his family.
Oh. He's giving blood.
He has his doctor's appointment 2 days before birthday.
Oh, the 17th?
No, I'm a liar. For some reason, my brain was like, even though the 19th comes after the 18th, my brain was definitely like, no, his birthday's Thursday.
Yes. No, my birthday's Wednesday.
I know. So no, the day before your birthday.
So what's cool about a Wednesday birthday is that you get to celebrate the weekend before and the weekend after.
Yeah. I know.
So it'll be fun. I'll get cake on both weekends.
Well, on the weekend after, I'm running, and You're doing the car. We're doing the car thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have cake in the car while driving.
Not cake by the ocean.
No, how far are we from the ocean?
Too far.
Very far.
Too far.
Very, very far.
Too far from a beach.
Wow.
Let's go to the beach.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, I also wanted to say something. So you now say 8:30 to question marks, and sometimes you wanted to end early, but for some reason you still have like the stress feeling that you have to end at 10, and that's no longer even true.
Because you and other people are like, no.
No, that's not true at all. It's more that like that was the form, for so long.
It was.
So,
and it's like we go to 10, sometimes we go to 9. I just don't. I now say the question marks because sometimes I end at 9.
but you never end past.
Not 9. Sometimes at like 9:30 because we go for an hour. I used to, but that was a time when we had interesting people.
Jonathan Swan.
Who? Who's Jonathan Swan? Jonathan Swan, did I mean Jonathan Swan?
Oh no.
An Australian journalist who works as a political reporter for Axios.
Grab my phone a second. Just a second.
Jonathan Swan reveals simple. Oh yeah, he was. That's the one that he did a interview with Trump.
I can read.
And where he was having Trump read the reports about COVID and why Trump was trying to downplay COVID so much. It was brutal. It was very brutal. Of course, all the more left-leaning places are reporting on it because, of course, Fox isn't going to report on that. But yeah, I will never read anything from Vox, not Fox. Well, I'll never read anything from Fox either, but Vox. Washington Post I'll read.
Vox has some really good articles.
Sure.
It's fine. You don't have to, broaden your horizons.
It's nothing about broadening horizons. It's the same reason why I don't read Fox.
I read Fox sometimes too.
I do not read Fox.
Well, that's because you're limiting your perspectives. If you don't know what the other side is...
No, yeah, that's what we're... So
if you don't know what the other
now.
side is saying, then you only know half the story.
I don't need to know... I know enough.
You do, because you need to understand...
I don't think you've seen my Facebook feed. I've got... So, because of the wide variety of people that I run into between, my gun stuff and military and car stuff, I meet people that are strong left, strong right, strong left, strong right, you name it, independents, and even some of the independent ones lean left, some of the independent ones lean right. And it's just all right, cool. I get enough of it. And they all post all the ones that are very firm in their beliefs and very adamant and vehement. They post articles and they blurb on in 8-paragraph freaking status updates. And I'm like, interesting. And then I'll click the article and I'll read through it. It's just like when I'm, reading stuff from on the science posts or any of my friends post, quotes from the Bible. I'll go in and I'll read the surrounding passages and I'll go, interesting. That way I'm not just going in with this freaking myopic lens of my way is the best way. Maybe I do.
You still are.
Maybe I do walk away with my way is the best way, but at least I know where they were coming from, so I don't feel like
you can.
You are an idiot.
I feel like you're very keen to have internet fights, and 2, I don't feel like spending a couple minutes reading the passages around one thing really gives you the same insight or experience.
Well, I'm not going to dive into their lifestyle because I'm just not interested.
Well, you fucking should. If you're going to...
Genuinely not interested.
Then, then I can't take...
Genuinely, the best thing I could do when it comes to stuff like that is I could say,
It was left unsecured.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's what we were reading earlier today on USA Today's website. That is with no regard for citizen safety. They were very much. Oh, sorry, Morms. That was your foot that I was standing on.
Spilleth.
That very much left unsecured, and just I cannot wait for more information to come out from that, because it's going to be the next several weeks are going to be very interesting to read. The next several weeks are going to be exceptionally. I do. When I'm on those meetings and I'm just not paying attention, that's when I get a lot of my reading done.
You should definitely keep not paying attention to meetings.
Meeting, especially when they're not talking about anything that I need to be interested in.
I'm not interested in anything, but I need to be present for it.
I'm there.
No. Fully present.
No, thank you. Denied. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. They start talking about stuff, I'm just like, oh, that sounds like accounting.
Yeah. Well.
They're not going to ask me about, unless they want something scripted for handling something with accounting, and then it's like, oh, what did you want? We wanted this, this, and this. Okay, cool. Tell me what you do, and then I will automate it. Awesome. All right, yeah. Yep, all right, going back on mute. Back over to an article I was reading about Lebanese attacks. I do not have the career which requires when people are talking about things that are completely unrelated to what I'm doing, because as much as it used to be, I have definitely come to the conclusion that my job is not my life, and I can disconnect that shit quickly.
But when you're doing your job, you should be doing your job.
But if they're talking about something that is not my job, I am not paying attention. It's like, oh, you're talking about database administration. Not my job. Not even a little bit my job. Not even like something that would like someday, maybe one day for an instant become part of my job.
Well, you can obviously do that.
I do.
I know.
Very good at it.
Good for you.
Oh, thank you. I work pretty hard at that.
Doesn't sound like it.
At separating those dichotomies in the
sounds
tech
like your
field.
ADHD makes it super easy.
It does.
Barely an inconvenience.
It is. It's really easy to just separate those things. And then sometimes even when I'm like, do I really need to be? No. I'll be over here if you need me. Because that's how a lot of the tech field works. Unless you are overarching over something, and there are things that seem like they're not part of my job that they are part of my job, like architecture, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like anything I need to be worried about, but I probably should pay at least half attention because this is probably going to somehow play into what I do every day. So if things are even like remotely related, I pay attention. But like I said, things like database administration or anything on like the low-level security stuff that I just don't need to be bothered with, no thank you. Cool yawn, appreciate it, good chat. But yeah, no, that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. That's how tech works.
That's how you work.
No, that's how tech works.
How you work in tech?
That's how tech revolves. People, you have a job that you do, and you do that job. Or you have a realm that you work in, and you stay in your realm. Because you start drifting too far outside of that, you start losing focus. And that's when you start getting what I call the wide beam. A lot of people who don't understand, like for some reason DevOps, people want to incorporate all these different things in DevOps and they lose focus. So they have this flashlight where they're like, we're shining it on the goal of what the company is for DevOps. But it's this wide scattered beam. And I'm like, focus that beam in. What do you mean? Okay, why are you worried about user administration in DevOps? That's not part of DevOps. DevOps, the user administration falls outside the scope. So let's pull that in some. Okay, now you've got security, but you've got a security team. Okay, so let's take your security team, let's take your DevOps team, have the security guys come up with the best practices and the scope of things that they work on. Let's have the security guys focus on the implementations and things that they want to roll into, whether it be a server or whether it be how they handle users or how they handle onboarding or how they handle network security. Let them focus on that. Build that together and then work with the DevOps guys to make sure that when things get implemented in the future, those best practices are put in place. Narrows that beam in a little bit more. Even if it's just slightly, it narrows that beam in a little bit more. Because if you sit there and you try to lump everything that happens with technology into just DevOps, into like a role, like if you try to make the role a role of DevOps, because DevOps, first of all, is a philosophy, not a role. If you try to focus all that stuff into a role, then suddenly your DevOps guy needs to be a jack of all trades, master of none, and that's not good. You need your DevOps guys to be really, really good at their job so that no one else has to worry about the automation, the orchestration, the integration of CI/CD, the deployments of code that developers have worked hard to make sure that it gets deployed properly without errors, so they can focus on that stuff without having to worry about, okay, how is the pipeline going to get put into place? How is the testing going to happen? Okay, well, we've got testing in place. We've written these scripts to do the testing. Okay, how does that get called? Focus that beam a little bit more. You worry about building the testing scripts. We'll worry about making that testing happen. So when we're on calls and the developers are talking about their testing scripts, I listen just enough to go, okay, I don't think that's going to work because that needs to be able to be called automatically. How are you going to make sure that it's called automatically?
See, I listened to all of that and it has nothing to do with me.
Right, but it's pertinent, it's germane to the conversation we're having.
Nope.
Okay.
None of that was.
I mean, yeah, but no, it was very much germane because I was saying, what I said was that there are specifically speaking about what I do for a living, there are points in time when we're having meetings that people are talking about stuff and I don't have to listen.
I know. And that was all I didn't contest past that.
But you were like, oh, well, I listen when I'm like, because I believe you have the kind of position where when people are talking about stuff, little bits may pertain to that, or big bits may pertain to what you do for a living, or how your role, what affects your role within the school district or within that school. Whereas there are times when people, like I said, people are talking about writing testing scripts, and I just kind of half listen because I'm like, okay, they're talking about this. How do they plan on instituting that? Okay, cool. That does. If they want to have to type in variables or type hard code everything, that's not going to work. And I just wait for them to stop talking. I go, okay, cool. How did you want to implement that automatically? Because when you're doing stuff with hard coded variables, that's not going to work.
Okay.
Yup. So yeah. Again, things that there are parts of my job that I just go, they're not parts of my job. They have nothing to do with my job. I use accounting as an example because we had a meeting today where accounting got brought up, and I was like, do you want that automated? I don't know how to automate it. Well, write everything that you do, and we'll see if we can be automated.
Yes, he is.
That's what I do. I'm very good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why this whole setup is here.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but there are microphones, and yeah. It's actually really successful for a while. But
really?
I stopped. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
You done?
Let me know when he winds down. I'll turn the sound back up. Nope, not done yet.
I'm not gonna agree with you, unfortunately.
You don't have to.
In this.
That's fine. You know what's cool about being an adult is that we don't have to agree on things. We can still like each other.
True, but I don't like you either, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you know, it's cool because I make a lot of money.
That has nothing to do with anything. You're just digging yourself into this nasty character hole right now. Basically, everything you said is you don't listen to anything that doesn't pertain to you. You wait for people to stop talking.
Work.
You don't. You do it generally. You know, it just sounds awful. I would hate to be your coworker for that kind of stuff. You're brilliant. But
If a person's my coworker, the chances are they're talking about what is pertinent to what we do for a living because they're a coworker.
Fair enough.
People on different teams, if we're working together towards an end goal, absolutely. But there are people that are developers that work on software that a company or a project is using to develop a solution, and I don't need to know what your software does to do my job, because my job has nothing to do. Just like if you're a police officer and there's a building on fire, I don't need to know how the firefighters go in there and put the fire out to do my job properly. All I need to know is let me keep everyone else away from the firefighters so the firefighters can do their job. Which is why police officers show up to burning buildings.
I just thought they were there for fun.
just for the spectacle. No, firefighters, police officers are there
it's a big campfire, honey.
Because they need to secure a perimeter, and that's where a lot of the movie jokes come from when they're like, "Go secure the perimeter," and it's like, okay, I was gonna do that anyway.
Well then.
Appreciate it. Anyway, that's what we're gonna end on. Night Majik Media. David Adams, aka the I don't want to interrupt you. I can turn this down.
No, you're good.
This can go way down.
No, you're good.
It's way down. I'm turning it down even more.
That's good.
It's way down here.
I can still hear it.
No, you can't.
I can.
It's way down. Well, you can hear it because the volume here is at one thing, and the volume, it's gain.
Match.
No, gain. Gain.
Like the deodorant, like the laundry detergent.
Wow. Night Majik Media, David Adams, aka the Black Stig, Maddie Martin, aka the Newer Stig. We are doing this thing live every Tuesday from 8:30 to question marks. Today it was 22:12 apparently. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday. We'll see you again because that's how we roll. Night Majik Media, once again, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys then. Next Boozedays. Next Tuesdays. Stop popping up. No. Stop. 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 Night Majik Media, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys then. This many. Stop. 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 Oh my God! Stop!
We got millions.